Hello, welcome to another episode of Leo Introduced. Today we have Brian Kurtz with us.
I'm here, Leo, for you. I've heard really good things about you from your dad, and I applaud you for, how old are you, 11?
Yes, 11.
Yeah, I mean, to have the kind of curiosity and, desire to learn and from people that you can be introduced to is a great skill that you will have the rest of your life.
Yeah. Well, let's go ahead and get into it. Tell me a little bit about you and what you do.
So I am someone who has been in marketing my whole life, meaning that I don't try to steal stuff from people. I don't reach into their wallets and try to get their money. It's much more stylish than that. But I spent 34 years helping build a publishing company that did direct marketing. And the difference between marketing and direct marketing is an important distinction, which I think your listeners would like to hear, which is that direct marketing means that every response that you get to any piece of marketing that you put out into the world, you need to track it. Everything is measurable. Everything is accountable. And so it's the kind of marketing that I'm sure, you're in school, so you have to get feedback, right? You do a test, you want to get a grade, you want to see what the teacher's thinking, they have to give you comments on papers you write. Direct marketing is like that in the real world. It's the best kind of marketing because everything you do either worked or it didn't, and the stuff that doesn't work, you get rid of, and the stuff that works, you do more of. And that's kind of what I've been doing my whole career. I made a split after 34 years of working for this company that I was a partner in and I helped build. I decided that I wanted to teach what I had done. One of my mentors said to me once that he said, if you did it, you have a moral obligation to teach it. And that's something that's important for you to know too, because you'll be learning so much through the interviews you're doing. And at some point when you're an adult and you're, moving on in the world, you might want to say, I've learned so much and I did so much and now I'm going to teach it. And so I'm at that stage in my career where I'm teaching what I did to a whole new generation of marketers. And it's very satisfying. It warms my heart because I get to be with people who are younger than me, like you, and who also have incredible curiosity, inquisitiveness. They want to learn. So that's what I do basically, and I'm teaching all about direct marketing principles, and I've written 2 books, and that's me in a nutshell.
Cool. Tell me a little bit about what the books are.
So my first book was called The Advertising Solution, and it was a book that profiled 6 legends of advertising. So it was like 6 amazing men who basically were pioneers in the advertising business, but they all had a little bit of direct marketing in them. They were older. They were all dead when I did the book. So they lived in the 1930s, 40s, 50s, 60s. And so I think the purpose of the book was to basically document these legends as guys that were into advertising, like general advertising, but they were really direct marketers because they were really interested in measurability and accountability. So that's why I did that book with a friend of mine. And then my second book was more all my book, and it's called Over Deliver. And I believe that over delivery is all about giving the customer more than they ever would have expected. It's all about like here, I'm going to try to over deliver to you and give you as much information as I can that might be useful to your listeners and your people who watch you. So, and I think when you always over deliver, people will flock to you. They will be attracted to you because you're in service to them. And that's what over delivering means to me.
Cool. What is something you are proud of yourself for?
Well, certainly my family. I have a wife, I have 2 kids and 1 grandchild, and I'm very proud of all of that. From a business standpoint, I think it's that I've been able to stand on the shoulders of some of the greatest legends in direct marketing and carry on their legacy, whether they're alive or dead. I mean, a lot of them are dead. A lot of them are still alive. Because what I'm really proud of is that I'm not saying I don't have an ego, but I'm not trying to prove anything to anybody. I'm just trying to share, to educate people, and then learn by teaching. So I'm really proud of the way I've run my life in terms of being someone who really remembers where I came from, who were my best teachers and mentors, and then carry on their tradition. Specifically, I'm very proud of the business I built for 34 years, and I'm equally proud of the business that I've been in for the last 11 years teaching, and that's also a business that I'm very proud of.
If you think we could all change the world in one way, what do you think it would be?
I think this sounds corny, but I think it's treat people like you want to be treated. That's what my mother told me when I was little. I'm sure your parents tell you that too. And I think it starts there. It starts with people. Even though in my marketing career, I deal with very large groups of people. So like big lists of names and addresses of people. But the thing that I've always said is lists are people too. And so it's getting down to the human to human interaction that we have, being able to be accessible to as many people as possible, and to always go for the relationship first before anything else. I have an expression that says, not everything in life or in business is a revenue event in terms to make money. But everything in life and business is a relationship event. I think the one thing we could all do, you're not going to do it all at once, but if everybody really cherished all of their relationships, even the relationships with people that we don't like or people that are different than us, I think that would be the one way that we could get on the road to a lot more, a more joyful world.
Yeah. When you are scared, what is something that helps you feel brave again?
I guess thinking about I'm scared of something. Usually it's not physical fear, but usually losing money or losing being embarrassed or something like that. And I guess where I go usually is that people are forgiven generally in the world. Like they will forgive you for a mistake. They will forgive you for a misstep. They'll forgive you for saying something like you didn't mean when you said it. And so I guess what I'm trying to say is giving myself grace to to never fail, to either win or learn, I think would be the way I'd put it. So the idea is like if you start thinking, oh, I blew that exam, in your case, or I blew that interview, or I say I blew that speaking engagement, it's not forever. And so that's where I go when I'm scared or I have fear that something will come back to me and haunt me in some way. I kind of go to a place that's about, I can get to a steady place, and time will heal the incident, and I can always make it back because I always say that I'm a good person and I care about people.
Yeah, exactly. What advice would you give to your younger self?
I've been asked this question before, and I usually try to come up with a different answer every time. So if I would tell my younger self to not be so hard on myself. You know, I think we all spend too much time beating ourselves up, listening to the voice inside our heads. And I listened to that voice inside my head when I was younger, and now the voice inside my head is one that says, be forgiving. And if I could have told that to my younger self, that would have made a big difference in my younger years when I went through a lot of emotional pain.
If you had one piece of advice to give to everyone watching this video right now, what would it be?
You know, it sounds corny, but I've seen it play out so many times in terms of following your passion. Now, your passion doesn't necessarily have to be your career. So some people have a passion. Let's say you want to be an actor and you love acting, or you want to be a gymnast and you want to, go to the Olympics or whatever. I think that's a passion. You can work towards it, but again, you either win or you learn. So I think that it's really important to not beat yourself up when you are when you think you're failing. And I also think that when it comes to becoming the best person you can be, I think that it's critical to not let me put this another way. I think the piece of advice I would give is that, be content with who you are, what you've built. Never be envious. Envy kills. Envy will kill you. You can look up to people, you can learn from people, but to say you want to be them is so dangerous because you have to stay within your own skin. So I think that would be my ultimate. As far as the passion piece, again, I think that even in my case, one of my passions was umpiring baseball. Do you play baseball? No, but you know the umpire in baseball? He's like the guy who's like the referee.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, okay. So basically I thought I wanted to be a major league umpire. Like I wanted that to be my career. When I realized that wasn't going to happen, I incorporated that passion into my life. So now I umpire Little League and high school baseball. Same thing, I thought I might want to be a film critic, movies, like to be a major film critic. And when that wasn't working, I was passionate. And when that wasn't working out, I looked for ways to just incorporate that into my life. So now I go to a lot of movies. I discuss movies all the time. When I write in my marketing blog, I talk about movies, and I talk about baseball too. So I think the key is that always, if your passion isn't going to be your career, still incorporate them into your life because they're your passions and they're part of you.
Yeah, exactly. So this is the end of the podcast. But before we go, is there maybe, a link or a website where people can find out more about you?
Yeah, so I have a website. It's briankurtz.net, BRIANKURTZ.net. You go there, a lot of free content. I have all my blogs up there of the last 12 years. I have some free marketing type stuff for people to just access. And if you opt in to my online family, meaning into my list, which is right on the front page, you get an interview that I did, an hour and a half interview, which talks about the 3 biggest successes in my career. Plus, you end up being on my list, and I send a blog post every Sunday morning with my thoughts about business and personal life. Some of the stuff I discussed with you today, Leo, I've incorporated into those blogs. So if you go to briankurtz.net, opt into my list, explore the site, take whatever you want that you can print for free, and we'll go from there.
Cool. Well, before we end the podcast, we have the biggest and final question yet. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. What is your favorite color?
Somebody asked me that the other day, and I didn't know what I said, so I'm going to say what comes to mind. I think it's green, but a dark green.
Yeah, so almost like a forest,
Yeah.
greenish green of greens.
Yeah, what does that say about me?
You like vegetables?
I do like vegetables. Yeah. That's not bad.
Yeah, I mean, I like
What's
vegetables.
your favorite color?
Purple. I like purple.
I almost said purple. I had an aunt who everything in her house was purple, including the outside of the house.
Oh, that's
I
funny.
remember writing a book report or a report about her in like 5th grade, and it was like I titled it "My Purple Aunt," and then so purple's been a big. I always, when I get dressed up, I like purple, like a purple tie, like with a black suit. But purple's my second favorite color, I think.
Cool.
Why is purple your favorite color?
I don't really know. I guess I just like purple.
Okay, good.
Yeah. Anyway, well, that's going to be it for today's podcast. Guys, make sure to like, subscribe, turn on notifications so you guys get notified when I do make a new post. But it was nice having you here, Brian.
Thanks for having me, Leo.
Yes, of course. Well, until next time, guys. Bye.